Your body remembers the famine. Open your fridge right now. Look inside. Whatever you see, even if it's nothing, even if you sigh and close the door, that sight would have been physically impossible for 99% of the humans who ever lived. Not impossible like rare. Impossible like unthinkable. For most of human history, an empty fridge wasn't an inconvenience. It was a countdown. And yet you're here. Which means every single person in your bloodline survived that countdown, over and over, for hundreds of thousands of years. Tonight I want to show you exactly how they did it, what they were forced to eat when there was nothing left, what their bodies did in secret to keep them alive, and why that 9 p.m. craving for something sweet and fatty isn't a personal failure. It's a message. From people who died before writing was even invented. What they actually ate when nothing was left. Forget berries and clean roasted meat. When the hunt failed and the plants ran dry, humans ate almost anything that wouldn't kill them first. Anthropologist Richard Lee spent the 1960s living among the Jew/Huansi of the Kalahari Desert, one of the last populations on Earth still living the hunter-gatherer life our ancestors lived for millennia. Even in that brutal desert, he catalogued over 100 edible plant species they relied on, with the mangongo nut acting as their main lifeline through the leanest stretches. But staples run out, and when they did, people turned to whatever was left, fibrous roots barely worth the effort to digest, insects, tree bark stripped to its inner layer, and bone marrow scraped from carcasses predators had already picked clean. Archaeologists have found the proof, bones smashed open for marrow, dated back 1.5 million years. Not cracked by animal teeth. Cracked by tools. By hands. Someone, somewhere, was hungry enough to do that. What their bodies did in secret. Here's the part that should genuinely unsettle you. Your body doesn't just sit there and starve. It fights back. Within 24 to 48 hours of zero food, your fat cells start releasing stored energy, a process called lipolysis, and your body flips a switch into ketosis, burning fat instead of sugar. This isn't a wellness trend. It's a million-year-old emergency system, and it's sitting inside you right now, fully loaded, waiting. In the 1960s, physiologist George Cahill showed something even more extreme. With enough water and fat reserves, a human body can survive over a month without eating a single thing. So here's the question that should actually bother you. If your body is engineered to survive a month-long famine, why does it panic after skipping one lunch? The answer isn't in your stomach. It's in your genes. In 1962, geneticist James Neal proposed the Thrifty gene hypothesis. Populations that survive repeated famine evolved bodies brutally efficient at storing fat the moment food appeared, because no one knew when the next famine was coming. It's not poetic. It's just math. The people who stored the most energy during the good times were the ones who made it through the bad times. Everyone else's genes simply stopped there. Nobody taught early humans to crave calorie-dense food. Evolution didn't ask permission. It just kept the people who craved it, and erased the people who didn't. That program is still running. Inside you. Right now. The proof is frozen in the Alps. In 1991, hikers found a 5,300-year-old mummy frozen in the Alps, Otzi. When researchers examined his last meals, they found something striking: heavy animal fat, ibex, and red deer meat, almost no vegetables at all. Not because he liked it that way. Because in the mountains, in that season, fat meant survival, and his body was built to chase it above everything else. So what does that mean for you, tonight? If you've ever felt embarrassed reaching for fries at 11 p.m. or judged yourself for craving sugar the second stress hits, stop. You're not broken. You're not weak. You're running code that is over 1 million years old, dropped into a world that changed faster than evolution could ever keep up with. What if that craving was never a flaw? What if it's a survival mechanism doing exactly what it was built to do, just in the wrong century? The ancestors who ignored that craving didn't become your ancestors. The ones who gave in, who stocked up the second food appeared, are the entire reason you exist. You're not fighting a weakness. You're fighting a feature that used to save lives. Back to the fridge. So, what did they eat when there was nothing? Anything they could chew, crack open, or force down. What did their bodies do in secret? Flip a switch that's still wired into you today. And why do you still crave what they craved? Because natural selection spent a million years rewarding exactly that instinct, and it never got the memo that the famine ended. Somewhere in your DNA, a hunter-gatherer is still watching the horizon for the next lean season. It's not coming. But the part of you built to survive it? Still waiting, in every craving you've ever tried to argue yourself out of.